knows a thing or two about the Bayou Classic is Grambling Athletic Director Dr. Trayvean Scott, a Southern alum who has now been employed by both universities. But don't worry, as you'll see from my sit down with Dr. Scott, he's all in on the G-Men this Saturday. Before the season, we talked about one game specifically, a game that has been probably circled on the calendar since the schedule came out, the Bayou Classic. Now, remind me where you went to school again.
I went to school at Southern University in Baton Rouge.
And who does Grambling play in the Bayou Classic?
Southern University in Baton Rouge.
And where do you work now?
The Grambling State University.
Sounds a little messy to me. No?
So again, the mission, the vision, and the goals don't change. We expect to win. And you know, I think in our earlier conversation, I think your question was, you know, how's it going to feel? And I said, well, I'll be the luckiest guy in the world because, you know, I would have essentially have two families at that point, you know, and have two groups of fan bases who are so passionate and who understand, you know, not only how important winning is, but how important winning versus one another is, right? And I just happen to be on the other side of that. And you know, I love the folks at Southern. You know, we had a great 10-year run, but right now it's about Grambling State University football. And our expectation is to go out for Bayou Classic and be victorious.
You've experienced the Bayou Classic from Southern's point of view. We have a lot of experience with that game. Now you're seeing it from a different perspective, but still, what does this game mean not only for Southern, not only for Grambling, but for HBCU in general?
You know what? It's the most storied HBCU classic is fine, but game. I think what the Bayou Classic offers is more than just a game. I think it utilizes the athletics front porch to really highlight the great things that are going on, not only at these institutions, but in the state of Louisiana. And I think that's important. Obviously, our charge is to educate and inspire through athletics. We say that all the time. But to be able to use that platform to highlight such a great institution, and such great institutions, I think really kind of puts into perspective how important that platform is with the events and the things of that nature. Obviously, with the city of New Orleans being a very worthy host, it's important for the viability and sustainability of both institutions. It's important to our enrollment. It's important to our overall brand, our brand strategy, and how we're able to push things forward with regard to our branding initiatives. And it's important to our football programs. And so, in terms of health and again viability and sustainability, it's paramount, and it gives us the opportunity to be on a national platform highlighting nothing but Grambling State University and Southern University.
You mentioned New Orleans is going to be back in the Superdome after being relocated last year due to COVID-19. How excited are you to be back in New Orleans, back in the Superdome for this legendary game, as you talk about?
Excited to be back home. You know, we've toured the Superdome, and it sure doesn't look the same as when we last played in 2019. But it's the rightful place. New Orleans is probably my favorite city, and it's a lot of folks' favorite city, and obviously so. I mean, it's just enriched with so much culture, you know, just so much history, so much tradition, much like our institutions. And it's obviously the rightful place for the Bayou Classic, and we can't wait to return to New Orleans and experience the power.